Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and furthermore, welcome back to a really exciting video. We're going to be checking out the new cup and popcorn bucket for the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. I did pick this stuff up last week, so it's just kind of been sitting in my room on the shelf for a little bit, waiting for tonight, as I am going to go see the movie tonight. So I'm really hyped, and to further extend my hype, we're going to be taking a look at some of the stuff here on the channel. So we got the plush popcorn bucket. So the bucket itself is, I want to say this is like a coconut or something, but I don't think it is. But it's obviously constructed out of wood, or it's meant to look that way. It says Aloha. You got like a surfboard, some stars, a sea turtle, some flowers, all that cool stuff. And then the inside is where you would put your popcorn in there, right? That's pretty cool. And then, of course, you get a Stitch plush. Now, this doesn't really look like Stitch from the live-action movie. Maybe it does. I think he's got more of, like, this kind of grayish blue color, which is kind of matching with what Stitch looks like in the movie, but he just looks like a cartoon Stitch, like from the original animated film. But it's still a really cool plush. He's got, like, the ears. They're made of like a more firmer material, so they kind of keep their shape. He's got like this fuzzy nose here, and then the hair on top of his head is pretty fuzzy. You know, he holds on to the popcorn bucket itself, and the plush itself is pretty decent quality. He's even got like this puffy kind of bunny tail here, which is cool. All these kind of markings on the back of his head and his back are printed on, so you don't have to worry about them coming off or anything. And like the fur on this is nice and soft. Now, of course, it is a bucket and plush, so you can actually take the Stitch off of the popcorn bucket and then like have, you know, the plushie that you can cuddle with, you know, while you're watching the movie. If you have kids and you buy this bucket for them, you know, they can cuddle with the plushie while just having the bucket by itself. And you know, it's just literally meant to look like it's like a wood carving, which kind of fits with like a Hawaiian theme, as they do have a lot of like carved art in Hawaii, right? So you can have it separate, and then when you want him back on there, you just attach with his hands. Let me see if I can put this on there. And then he's holding on to the bucket again, which is really nice. I think this is definitely one of the more interesting popcorn buckets. It's almost compartmental, right? Where like you get like a really cool plushie, and then you get like the actual popcorn bucket itself. And the popcorn bucket, like by itself, is just kind of plain and boring. So I feel like it really needs the plushie there. But you know, there's an option, right? You can have just the plushie and the popcorn bucket separately, or you can have them together, and it still looks pretty cool. I guess we'll move on into the other one here that I have, and that is the Stitch drinking cup. So this is a really cool one. I bought the creeper head from the Minecraft movie a while back, and it was a similar thing to this. Actually, let me go and grab that one real quick. Here's the creeper head one, and you can see it's pretty much a similar idea, right? So this one obviously is a Stitch figure, and then this one is like a creeper's head from obviously a Minecraft movie. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And I just wanted to say, it seems like a similar idea where they take like, you know, a big thing, like in this case, the creeper's head, or, you know, Stitch himself, and make it into a cup, which I think is a really cool idea for a cup, beyond just having like your regular collectible cup with like some sort of topper with like a character or item from the movie on it, right? So for the Stitch drink here, or the Stitch cup here, you can see that it is actually a figure of Stitch, and they made an effort to really showcase that it is the movie version of Stitch from the 2025 live-action film, because they put all this hair texture onto him. to make him look super realistic, right? And so he's done in this kind of like grayish blue fur with like a light, almost white blue for like his belly and like the bottom jaw and around his eyes, which looks really cool. His pads like on his feet, and then the claws on his feet and the claws on his hands are like a blackish blue color. Turning him around here, you can see the markings are like a darker blue, and he's got the little kind of bunny tail. They did not give him like the black tips on his ears. Now, I don't know if that's something that's accurate to this modern design of the Stitch character, but if it isn't, you know, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Now, to actually open this Stitch upright, you can see the straw just comes out and it feeds directly into his head, and it's just a regular plastic straw, you know, colored to match the Stitch drinking cup. And then to actually access it, right, you turn them around and you can see there's actually a hinge right here. And your finger goes into it, pop that off, and you can see it's just the lid. And inside is where you would obviously feed in your, you know, drink. Mine would be root beer. And, you know, feed that in, or, you know, open it up to clean it out when you're done using it. And then either once you're finished cleaning it or finished putting your beverage of choice in there, you pop it back on. It's not wanting to. Okay, there we go. And then you put your straw back in. So, pretty fun. Definitely, it's a really awesome looking Stitch drinking cup. And I absolutely love it. I mean, it does feel a little bit brittle in some places, but definitely it's got that movie theater quality. And I think they really went places with it. Despite feeling and looking brittle in some areas, it's pretty decent quality when it comes to movie theater merch. So putting this guy off to the side and bringing the popcorn bucket in. This is the stuff that was available at my local Cineplex. I know specific theaters have different merch, but if I recollect correctly, most theaters do have the Stitch figure drinking cup, so you'll probably be able to grab that at any theater. But I'm pretty sure the Stitch plush bucket is exclusive at Cineplex and Cinemark. So with that all being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.